Hello everybody, this is group number 4's presentation on culture, communication, and negotiation within countries.
The business deal being negotiated in this presentation is going to be between a wholesale company based in Argentina and a coffee bean producer based in Colombia. The terms of this deal are the coffee bean producer is willing to sell 50,000 units of coffee beans at $5 a unit. Wholesale company is wanting to pay $3 a unit for the 50,000 units of coffee beans. In 2023, the average price of 1 pound of coffee beans being exported out of Colombia is roughly $6. And so the coffee bean producer is asking for an average price for their coffee beans.
Tactics of Colombia while doing the negotiation. The business meeting took place in Bogota, Colombia. The meeting was meant to take place at 10 a.m., but due to Colombia's impunctuality, it took place late 10 minutes. Colombian negotiator gives a warm welcome to Argentina negotiator, try to greet them like how they greet in Colombia. And then the Colombian negotiator gives a gift in the form of a coffee, their product. And the Colombian negotiator took his time to explain the different details to justify the price of the coffee. That was his tactic overall, just slowing down the pace of the Argentinian negotiators, as the Argentinian was straight to business. And then the Colombian negotiator brought up some topics that are current in the country, such as inflation in Argentina, telling them the risk of the product not selling due to the inflation of the Argentina currency. And that was a tactic used to bring up the price and keep the price at the higher level.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the tactics of the Argentinian and what he did during the business meeting. As we can see that he arrived pretty late, 15 minutes late to the meeting. And this is because Argentinians are known to be pretty flexible. Agendas are probably likely to be ignored. You can also see when they go for the handshake, the Colombian tries to kiss him on the cheek, but the Argentinian avoids it. And that's just because they're not comfortable with that person yet, because he doesn't want to cross any boundaries. Argentinian also, he starts with small talk before talking about any business. Culture in Argentinian is relationship driven, and it is important to spend time building networks and cultivating friendship. Once that is developed, they're loyal to you personally rather than the company you represent, that you're representing. You can also see that he's interrupting the Colombian while he's talking a lot. Colombians are known to be direct communicators, and they won't hesitate to interrupt or argue or criticize any point if they feel that is needed. You can also see that he's also confident in his company and sure of himself when he's giving any points. And he also wants to get straight to the point, and he just wants to finish the deal.
Hello everyone, I'm Ani and I will be presenting on the cultural communication styles in Colombia as well as Argentina. To start off with, Colombia focuses on having a distributive bargaining perspective, meaning that they value the group success over personal benefits. They also value long-term commitments and relationships throughout business deals. A lot of business is done based on who you know and how well you know them. So it's best to avoid conflict when bargaining does happen. Bargaining can be very aggressive and open for Colombians. So it's very important to have a positive attitude and remain patient and be creative with your business plan. Cultural communication styles in Argentina, they're similar in ways to Colombia with a distributive bargaining system, meaning, again, they value the group success over personal gain. Their style of negotiation is a bit more aggressive and tough. They're very direct with their communication, and they like to do a lot of things at once, which is their work style, and they can often jump back and forth between topics in business. So with that being said, it's very important to remain patient and persistent in the business plan. It might take several meetings to get the deal that you're looking for while doing business in Argentina.
How are you doing, Mr. Diego?
Good, how are you, Mr.
Good.
Lopez?
How was your flight?
Yeah, my flight was great. You got a really nice infrastructure here in Colombia.
Thank you. We take pride in that infrastructure.
Nice. And what do you say your name was, Mr. Lopez?
Mr. Lopez, yes.
And you're the CEO?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I heard you guys had a great soccer team here. Well, obviously not better than us, but you know, what can we say? We're the best.
Can't compete with Messi, but
hey, but you guys have a great dancing. Salsa? I heard it was great.
salsa. I know in Cali.
Cali?
Cali is the capital of
Cali,
salsa.
Colombia?
Me and my wife actually were dancing last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
That's great. I need to learn how to dance. I'm not a dancer myself. I only dance with the ball when I play soccer.
Well, if you consider doing business with us in Colombia,
Then I'm allowed to fly here, right?
Yes.
Right.
Well, Mr. Diego, I'd like to thank you for coming and making the trip to come visit and conduct business with me and the company today.
Sure, Mr. Lopez.
So before we start talking about numbers, I'd like to explain and kind of talk about what our company is and what we do here at Columbia Coffee Company. Our coffee beans are sourced from hardworking local farmers.
So organic.
Yes, organic. And this competes with big organizations that produce coffee beans. We produce coffee beans from smaller, locally grown farmers, better quality, organic.
So that's obviously going to affect the price, right, that we were discussing right
Yes, that's going to affect the numbers. Higher quality, which is resulting in a higher price.
See, but I wasn't hoping to find that price. I know we talked that over, but I was really hoping to negotiate a lower price due to our inflation that we're going through right now. And you can match kind of like the price of our competitors, so you can start in a good point standard with our consumers.
Yeah, no, that's definitely something we can talk about. And before we get to that, I just want to have you try our product. And right here I have our sourced coffee from our locally grown coffee beans.
So is this like a gift?
Yes.
Okay. Pretty good coffee. I'm gonna give you that. But still, I wanna hope the numbers go down a little bit, as we are a wholesaler supermarket in Argentina. We're located in Buenos Aires, like I was telling you about. We really want our consumers to get used to this product before inflating the price. So that's why we should consider a lower price on it.
Okay. What price were you willing to negotiate?
I'm willing to do $3.50. And due to your guys' growing economy, I think that should be a fair price.
So,
And I think we should just get right straight to this and just finish the deal right now.
okay, so before we start doing that, there are some concerns that we have as a company that I'd like to talk about. So here with our Colombian business, we want to have a long-term partnership.
So that's gonna affect the deal overall.
That's some concerns we have. We want long-term partnerships. We don't want anything short-term. So with wanting long-term partnerships with you, we are concerned about that because of your unstable economy, and we're evaluating the risks of.
But our economy is just a little bump in the road. I think everybody that globalizes deals with that, as every country has its faults. But we're working through it. It shouldn't be a big deal. We're staying strong.
So with the price negotiation, with our standard price of $5 we offer, we cannot do the $3.50.
See, now we can work something up to the middle due to some of the demonstrations you said. I think $4.25 would be a great price. We'll both be benefiting. Both parties are gonna have a beneficial increase.
$4.25 a unit is reasonable price for us, but we believe our company, with our values and because we do grow organic and local, that our product is worth more. And so the lowest we will negotiate is $4.50 a unit.
We could work with that. That sounds great.
Sounds like a deal?
Sounds like a deal.
Thank you.
All right, we can go watch the soccer game now tonight.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
So, differences in negotiation approaches in Brazil. Types of negotiation: distributive. This comes when you are working with prices or contracts. Integrative is less common, but it's when both parties find the value that they want to meet at. And then negotiation tactics, relationship building. This one's important to create a friendly and trustworthy environment between both parties. Flexible attitudes, kind of being able to adjust prices or contracts to fit everyone's wants and needs. And then indirect communications is when pick up on certain cues and motions, because they could add meaning to certain statements. Then bargaining behavior, emotional expression. Brazilians are really emotional people, so enthusiasm, frustration, other things can be found in a business or common in a negotiation or business deal. And then hierarchy respect. This one was big in Latin America. Okay, moving on to Colombia, types of negotiation. They were relationship oriented, so establishing a good relationship with the other party is very important to them. And like I said before, Latin America is huge on hierarchical structure, finding the top CEO and getting your orders from him, working the top down. Building trust and rapport is also very important. Friendly environment, trustworthy environments also often make good business deals. And then emphasizing mutual benefits is when each party gets what they want. It's not one party gets good and one party gets bad. It's everyone gets what they want. And moving on to bargaining behaviors, non-confrontational approach. And lastly is patience and long-term orientation. It's, sticking out a deal, making sure it goes all the way through, and then having a long-term relationship that will last in good business.
Verbal and nonverbal communication. Argentina and Colombia are very similar in communication, but they do have their differences. Verbal differences is that Colombia uses more formal language and more English loanwords. Argentina uses more colloquial language and Italian words and phrases. This is because of their historical connections with Italy. Nonverbal differences. Both countries do share similar physical contact. In Colombia, conversations being face to face is very common, and in Argentina, conversation about an arm's length is more common for them. Eye contact is very important in both countries. Avoiding it can be seen as dishonest in Colombia, and then keeping eye contact in Argentina is seen as being very honest and respectful. Gestures like pointing your finger is seen as rude in both countries, and in Colombia, kissing on the cheek is a common Colombian greeting. Hand gestures are very common in both countries, but some gestures do have negative connotations within the countries themselves. Influence of social forces. Both countries, like I said, are very similar, but they do have differences. The cultural differences between Argentina and Colombia is that Argentinians are more likely to get married at later ages than Colombians. This can mean that Argentinians want to focus on their careers first and build up their career and focus on getting settled down later. That means they're probably more committed to their work in the beginning parts of their lives. And Argentinians typically live under one roof with their families, where Colombians live separate from one another. They both follow Catholicism, but the main difference is that Argentina follows Roman Catholicism, and that is because of their historical contacts with Italy and Rome.
Now I'm going to talk about the leadership characteristics that are important in negotiation. The first characteristic that I wanted to discuss today is effective listening. Being an effective listener plays a crucial role in the realm of business negotiations, as it enables you to gain a comprehensive understanding of both spoken and unspoken aspects. To excel as a good listener, one must engage in a process that includes 4 distinct ears. The first ear entails active listening, where you participate fully and concentrate intently to gain valuable insights into the thoughts, needs, and emotions of others. The second ear involves deciphering what obviously is not being said, which is about identifying underlying messages, hidden agendas, or unspoken concerns. The third ear is tuned to what the other person really wants to say but does not. The fourth ear delves into listening to what you are saying to yourself. This approach to listening helps you navigate the complexities of communication, both external and internal, in the context of business negotiations. The second leadership trait that I wanted to talk about today is being a clear communicator. People tend to perceive themselves primarily based on their intentions, which remain hidden from the world. In contrast, they tend to view others primarily through the lens of their observable actions. This fundamental contrast leads to a situation where misunderstandings become a common occurrence. To mitigate such communication challenges, it is essential for effective leadership to encompass the quality of clear communication. Inadequacies in expression can inadvertently convey a sense of secrecy to the other party, potentially hampering the negotiation process. The last leadership quality that I wanted to discuss today is persuasion, which is vital in negotiations. Establishing trust on the onset of a negotiation paves the way for persuasive success throughout the entire process. Cultivating strong relationships is equally crucial in the realm of persuasion, involving respectful treatment of the other party and a willingness to actively listen. Proficiency in persuasion is vital for leadership, as it empowers leaders to effectively influence, inspire, and communicate with their team, while also facilitating conflict resolution and progress toward organizational perspectives.